Hello, Shalom. We're gonna act like it's not our first day. Okay, so technology can be our best friend sometimes. You gotta learn it. So, um, with ChatGTP, if you have found you've been asking it questions and you're like, everybody says it's so cool, but it it isn't talking like how I want it to say, or it's giving me very basic things that I could just look into Google. It doesn't seem that cool. Okay. So you have to use these thing called prompts. So you need to like ask it specific questions, which has really helped me. So one of those is this kind of, oh man, I didn't do the screen record again. Hold on. Da, 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 da. Desktop share. Okay, is if you can say things like this. So here's the formula: is acting as a role, perform a whatever task in a blank format. So act as a mindset coach, create a social media post, show as a list. So like this morning, I used it to help me. I said, act as a um, mindset coach, and I even made it very specific. I said an Instagram caption, show as a list. Now, if it pops out some really long thing, you can actually ask it to shorten it. So you can say, can you shorten this? You can ask it to you can say, can you rewrite this? I even asked it, can you rewrite this as a mermaid? Can you rewrite this as a sassy 35-year-old? Can you rewrite this as a dog mom? So you can add more wording and different things that fit you. So what's really cool is just seeing how you can play around with the different formulas in there. So that's one thing that's really been helping me. And the more information you can give it, so maybe you say, can you write me 2 Instagram reels, blah, 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 that are this. So you can use this for any type of business. So I know Angela popped on, and like, I love that she knits. So she could ask it to act as a business owner of a knitting company to write a Instagram caption as a list of 10 reasons why you should get a scarf before the holiday season. Like all these different things. So keep having fun and plugging away with it. And then it was really interesting because I don't know about you guys with words. That's the thing I struggle with. So I've actually found it very interesting. I was talking to somebody, and I would love what you guys have to say. Is what do you think about when people say they're a content creator? Like, what does that mean to you? Like, what does an influencer mean to you? Ah, Gilly, shalom. And then like, what does a entrepreneur? Like, I feel like it's so different. Everybody has a different um description of it and something that they like to be identified of. Like I will tell you, I never liked the term influencer. I've always been like, I'm a content creator. I create content around the things that I love, around my life, around my animals. And then for a while I was like, well, I'm a business owner. And so I've kind of changed different wording that I've used. And I know some people are like, well, I really want to get into affiliate marketing. And I'm like, that's what I do. So in fact, I am not the best at knowing everything, and it's always good to have your friends around that can like explain things better. And Annie was actually explaining some of this to me, and I think it's like super powerful to just know those differences and know like what verbiage do you like and what do you identify with, because with SEO, that's a search engine optimization, it's super important to plug in the words that are important to you so that you can attract those type of things. And so I'll let Annie speak, and you guys feel free to ask questions, unmute if you want, and anything like that.
Yeah. Okay. So first, I want to tell a funny story. So if you know what this is a Bucky's cup. But my friend immediately came in our house and she was like, "Oh, I want your bussy. Like that's funny." And so like it became this running joke in our house. Like we call it like the bussy cup. And so we were on this road trip to Vermont for 17 hours with the boys, and like they're cracking all these jokes. Term bussy. And we asked ChatGPT to write us a list of movie titles with all of like with Bussy put in it. And it gave us the most hilarious list I've ever read in my life. So like when I tell you like what was it? What was it? Shawshank Bussy Demption was my favorite one. So like it's ridiculous what ChatGPT can do and be creative in its languaging. So like please do not be afraid to use it for all sorts of fun things. Like it does not have to sound like a generic thing. Like if there's one thing you take away from it, like please like play with it and like don't be boring, because that's what everybody else content is going to look like. If you can hear one thing from our heart, like please use ChatGPT to differentiate yourself instead of just use it as a like Google search engine. It'll be a Google search engine if you want it to be, but you can use it for so much more creative wise than that. And I just think we sometimes forget that because we get stuck in these little molds of our creation. Like maybe I do water talk all the time. I make water talks, and so like I get stuck on water talk feeds, and like I only see certain styles of videos. But those aren't the only styles. Like people do different things and have different goals on social media. And that's why it's really important to kind of understand when it comes to affiliate marketing, promoting all these different things, what those mean and how to differentiate what people are doing. So like, for example, let's talk about Amazon, because that's a really big one. We all know what Amazon is. So I mean, Amazon has affiliates, but then they also have influencers. So there are two separate levels of their tiering for people. So their affiliates can make like links to things and they have like a back office, but they don't have a front page like the influencers do. So like you have to apply for two levels of their program to create an Amazon page that people can shop from. So it just depends on your level of commitment and what you want. If you're just going to sell products on the back end, you probably don't need to be an influencer. Maybe you're going to put products on Amazon and sell them because you bought them in bulk from somewhere. That's a different type of making money online. But when we're talking about affiliate marketing, that's what the people who are doing influencer are doing. They're posting videos of themselves on the products with TikTok, linking back to their Amazon pages. So just like you would with maybe a makeup or a beauty company, like Treat Hut has a lot of affiliates, right? You know, like a really yummy smelly scrub. They do affiliates, but affiliates are just making commission. Did you hear me on that? They are not having extra, like maybe they get like a gift card bonus or like something for their videos going, but it's very small amounts. And they're making usually max 30% commission per order. That is affiliate programming. So if you hear somebody talk about an ambassador program, affiliate program, things like that, those are all of those things. And they're great. I'm not telling you to not apply for those. Those are amazing. But you have to be aware that those are going to come together to create your income. And then once you have some of those deals with them and you make videos for them and it's going great, then you start to have what are called brand deals with the brands, where they're paying you to either create content for them to post on their page, or they're paying you to post on your platform using your brand. So that becomes the next step up. And that is what a lot of other influencers do on the next tier up, right? Because you're getting paid not only for the products, right? You still have the link, you go to the bio, whatever, say we're selling mascara. I'm just picking mascara because it's general. Everybody who goes and buys the mascara, right? That's a commission for you. But you're also making money from the company for your post, whether it was them using it on their page for their advertising or vice versa. So that's what being an influencer and having brand deals means. Being a brand rep, when you see people like Alex, Earl, and Xandra repping these brands, that's what they mean. They're being paid for the content that they're creating, not just for commissions on the products like an affiliate or an ambassador. Where that gets a little hazy is when we get into the MLM space. And that can be a trigger word. Some people feel some type of way about it. Y'all can feel whatever you want about it. We're just talking about different ways to make money online, and MLM is a way to make money online. So we're not going to debate that here tonight. What we are going to talk about is that MLMs have a different type of pay structure. Because you're buying a business, you are getting rewarded for those that you bring in. Yeah. But I mean, no different than a regular company, right? The CEO makes the most because they have the most employees under them. They're doing the most management. They're doing all of these things. So you're not only rewarded for sales, right? You do make commissions in an MLM in a business where you own it, but you also are going to be making money off of your team sales, off of your group volume, off of other things like that. So, and then there's also bonus incentives for reaching things like our rank incentives, our MVP multiplier bonuses, things like that, that we have specific to our company, or you would have specific to each other company, that's going to build on those to make it a full income. So those type of business models, an MLM model, a promoter, you'll see them promoters, a lot of them just call themselves promoters, business owners, whatever. I'm forgetting the other term that they call it. But those people, meaning they're making multiple streams of income from that one thing. Community-based marketing. Yes, that was the other term for it. All of those fall under that category because they're not just making commissions. They're making commissions and the opportunity probably for free trips or whatever the company incentives are. So All that said, there are lots of different ways to do that. And the best way to make money online is a combination of those that works for you. You want products that make sense for you. You want companies that align with your brand. And so what I want you guys to encourage you to do is sit down and make a list. And if you haven't ever made one before, it's going to feel really, really random to you, but just literally make a list of the things in your shower, the things on your coffee cart or your water cart or whatever, and message the brand a really simple message. You guys can drop the word message in the replay, and whoever is with it, will give it to you, but I'm going to drop it in the chat here for the people on the live once I get off talking my stuff right now. But it's basically just going to be, hi brand, like the brand's name. I'm your name. So I'm Annie. I am looking to be a micro influencer and work with the amount of brands and grow the amount of brands I'm working with. I absolutely love your product and use it. I would love to use my page to help you grow. Would you be interested in partnering with me? That's all you're going to send them. You can send them on your strongest platform. So like for me, my strongest platform is TikTok. So I'm personally reaching out to brands that are working with TikTok creators. If Instagram is your jam, message brands on Instagram and say, I want to grow my Instagram to be a micro influencer. The simpler, the sweeter, the better. You're just asking them and they'll tell you yes or no. A lot of them will probably instantly send you back an affiliate marketing ambassador link for their company. Be sure, fill it out. And if you have the minimum amount of followers, which is usually like 1,000, y'all, it's not a lot, I promise, they'll accept you. And that's one more brand deal. And then the more content you make as an affiliate, then you're going to have more stuff to actually apply to brands to get those paid for brand deals. So it starts with the ambassadors, with things you really like and use anyway. And then you get practice making the content with it. And then I promise you, brands are going to end up in your inbox asking to pay you to ship you for you to give them the content. It just has to be a growth process. So if anybody has any questions about that, we can delve further into any concept of it that you guys want. I just wanted to give you kind of an overlay of the different structures. That was a lot. So sorry if I fire hosed you, but I'm going to myself and let people ask questions and put the actual text in the chat.
No, I loved that. And that's where I just wanted to slow it. Because if right now you're like, I don't even know how many followers I have. What do you mean multiple platforms? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. What's really cool is think about it this way. It's different. And like my mom, like she's having a hard time with it. She's like, I don't understand like why there's not models. Like most companies want to work with real people. What they realized is that you don't care if Cindy Crawford says she likes wearing this workout thing. Is she really wearing it? Is she really using it? So what they are actually liking to work with is real people who actually use those things. So that's why Annie said, go in your shower, because beauty product people, they're not necessarily looking for the Instagram model who has 1 million followers. They're maybe looking for the mom who's busy, who actually, uses it. So your review is real, your everything. And sometimes, like Annie said, a lot of them will send it right back to you, or you might be surprised if you go to that brand's page, they might even have a link right there that says sign up. And you don't even have to like really apply. You just put in your social media links and they, like she said, maybe 1,000 followers. And now if you're thinking, how I don't have 1,000 followers, drop that down below, say followers, I want to grow, because we can teach you different ways to do that. And it's just really cool when you start to look at it as, who liked watching Oprah, or did you watch any sort of show? Okay, like I loved Oprah's favorite things. That's all like affiliate marketing. That's her being with a brand, telling them, I use your stuff anywhere ways. I'm going to talk about it. And when I talk about it, the people, my friends, wouldn't you like to use a coupon? That's what I just always say. If I could get a coupon for something, I'm going to get it. And I will tell you, all the brands that I have been able to work with, a lot of them started with a relationship of me buying the product and me just tagging them a whole bunch and being on their page and getting on their radar and commenting on their things and building a relationship. And you can do that on Instagram. There's actual companies, there's people who have a marketing department. That's what they do, is brand with people. So tagging and starting to just open up that relationship. And even if maybe you don't get paid right off the bat to make content for them, maybe they send you some free product. Maybe they're like, oh, I really like that you do this. Or, I know I love these one cookies, and because I'm all over their page, I see whenever they have a giveaway and I freaking won one of the giveaway. So for me, it's a win-win. I love cookies. I like free stuff. So it's really cool. to just be able to use your social media that way. And when you just start looking at it as you can tag them, and you never know, maybe in a whole bunch of years you have like a relationship with your favorite brand of shoes or anything. Or okay, yes, I love it. So followers is the best thing is like, how often do you actually go back through your reel? And I'm sure you have a lot of likes and comments, aren't always tons, but in those likes, have you reached out to all of those people who took a time to like your page? And so simply just building a relationship is a really quick, easy way. It's like those people are already, I like to say it's like a house party. Those are people who seriously came to your door, they ring the doorbell, and you just like, we haven't opened the door yet to them. So I always think it's really cool. I love voice memos, especially I feel like nowadays with robots and all those things. Rich, thank you so much for the stars. I just like to ask people, I'm like, hey, I'm Tawny, and I just wanted to reach out and find out why you're following me. And also make sure that you're not a robot, because how many bots are there out there? And usually most people respond back, because I don't know if people are following me for my health journey, maybe my mermaiding, maybe it's my animals. And so I think it's a really great way when you're building a business and a brand to ask people why they're following you, because you might be surprised. And also I think it's a great way to have a good conversation then, because some people are like, well, it's a stranger, I don't know this person. And I can tell you the strangers I've met on the internet have become some of my best friends. So that Annie girl has come to see me. Oh, look, and we got like kitties. And I can just tell you, by opening yourself up and sharing your passions, you can find some of like the best connections. But I have learned so much about my hobbies, about myself. So I love social media for that reason. Like Annie, look at, oh my God, no. They're like twinning. Oh, look at Angela. Oh, I was like, is Angela like, Angela has tons of kitties. So we all definitely love animals here. And like Rich said, sometimes a stranger is just a friend you have not had the pleasure of meeting yet. And I was lucky, they came out into California, and I feel like the stars all aligned, because that was the trip where then we found out that I did have another aneurysm, but because I had friends out here and having a good time celebrating, it like turned it into a great week. So sorry, I digressed. We're going to open it up to questions. That's also you guys on the lives. If you want to ask questions, you can too, because now we're looking over there. Oh, one more thing was Angela asked about the SEO. I just wanted to explain that, because sometimes my mom tells me, she goes, I feel like you're talking in code and I don't understand. SEO is the search engine optimization. So if you've heard hashtags aren't important anymore, or the algorithm is analyzing the words you say and the text on your screen, it's because it is. It's so smart that it's actually looking at the words that you put on your reel or TikTok. It is looking at the captions. And also Annie taught us an amazing tip. I don't know, do you want to teach it? I was like, I feel like you should teach it, because you taught me it.
Yeah, okay, so this is my favorite SEO tip, and it's so sneaky. I'm actually gonna like open up something and show you guys how to do it, because it's easier. So you can do this on all the platforms. TikTok, I especially do it on TikTok. That's how, if you go to your page on TikTok and you click something and it shows like something up in that search bar at the top, like water, I'm just thinking water talks, like water recipe, or dog mom humor, or surgery recovery, Tawny has that, or retrain. Like, how you get it to have that is by putting the correct words on the page, but you don't have to let them be seen. So I'm sorry, my stuff is loading. Let me use this I'm going to use this old lady photo of myself because it's funny. So what you're going to do is you're going to type the keywords of it. So like, I'm trying to come up with something funny for this, but like, what I did is I did aging filter, TikTok effect, trending effects, aging humor. Like, just keep coming up with like the most basic things you can that relate to it. So like for Tawny, she does what does your brain want? Like, what is your retraining brain list? Because I know you have one. You're muted.
Yeah. Retrain your brain, cold showers, biohacking, and neurodivergent.
Yeah, and so you take those and they're on your screen, and on any app this works, okay? So whether you're making a reel or a TikTok or even a Facebook reel, I think you can do it. You're gonna take the words and you're just gonna swipe them all the way off your screen. So you can't see them. And they're still going to be looked at as though they are a part of your video. It's going to use those words and key phrases to put you into the search engine, but they're not on your screen. They're not making your stuff messy. They're not taking away from the visual part of your video. So that's how you kind of like hack the SEO and use your keywords, swipe them off so they don't even have to be on your video. That's my like favorite thing. I nerd out about that. Okay, I'm done.
So like these are all the cool things, and like it was really awesome. Gilly was just like, oh my God, I love this. So this is what we like to do on our meetings, is because we all consume different things. And so even if you think you're saving all the stuff and you're like, oh my gosh, I follow all these gurus and I'm hearing all these things, there's no way that you can be retaining all that information all the time. So what I love is sometimes it takes Annie explain it to me that I'm like, oh, that's what that person was saying that I've like watched so many videos about. And I just know for me personally and other businesses, I felt like I had questions a lot of times and I just never really got answers. So that's one thing that's we're super passionate about, especially on the Spark Squad, is like answering questions. I know the business that we're in, there's also tons of trainings, like everything's recorded. So like if you are catching the replay, you're amazing. I know it's summertime, first of all, and it's also like dinner time in California and all those other things. But that's the best part about having an online business, is really you get to learn and grow. And I just feel like as an adult, like I don't want to go back to school for sure. Loved it. No thanks. And so I'm just really grateful that I get to learn with these people right here. Hi, Karen and Becca. Can you hear so we
Ooh, I would like to know for the future also, because I know we have some people on live. If you guys would like, I just put this in our chat, but I think it'd be really cool to do like a basics of the platforms. So like a basics of story, like using your stories and like how we use them, like the tricks to using them, all of that, like short form, how do we set up for our reels? How do we make, you know what I mean? Like the process. And then maybe we could do one for lives, or we could do one for like how we set up photo shoots for our content, how we write content, like we could break it down into that by type, if that would help you guys. I think sometimes just knowing, but because then we have to break it down step by step with you guys instead of just giving you random components. Would that be, maybe that'd be helpful just as the beginning of this, so we can all kind of get on the same page with the basics. Would that be helpful?
I think so, because I would like to hear, because like you at the wedding was like really good, because I feel like that's certain places that I don't know. Becca just said I would love that. Because I was definitely thinking that I didn't realize that maybe I need to show, because a lot of you guys think that I'm outside by the pool like all the time for hours, but it's like I really strategically, especially right now after the brain surgery, I can't handle the sun that much. I just strategically go out there and I make sure when I feel good and I have makeup on, I record a whole bunch of TikToks and reels, and then I get my booty out of the sunlight, out of the things. Um, and so I think stories would help. And do you guys prefer, because I don't know what platform you're on. I'm on Facebook and TikTok. So like, do you guys?
And I'm an IG stories girl. I like make my stuff in IG stories. Tawny knows that. So whatever you guys have questions of, throw them out. I know I have a question box up in my story. I think Tawny does too. So we can go over any more questions next week. Angela, do you have any questions? Sure, the one left up here. You know, you have been on the trainings this week. So if there's any other questions you don't feel like we hit on, you would know best. Star student. Gold star.
Woo. And Angela's over there pioneering on Etsy, because I don't like, I'm not a hobby girl. And that way I can't craft. So it's been really cool to watch her learn and navigate that world. We have quite a few women on our team, and we do have some men. And I will just tell you that we all have different skills. So if you're like, well, I'm not really looking in the social media platform in that way, maybe you have an actual brick and mortar business. We have somebody else on the team who has a coffee shop. And I can tell you, if you are not learning to market yourself online, you're just cutting yourself off at the feet. Like, I just feel like it's just with the social media world, so many people are like, oh, I'll tag you, or that's how I'll find you. And it's just marketing and it's free. And so it's something really cool to learn and navigate through. Ah, Leslie, it's all good. She said yes to Annie's questions. Leslie said yes to all your questions. I love that. Yeah. So this will be every Thursday, you guys. And you can catch the replay. This the video will be up on YouTube. So you guys can go through, watch it at 2x, and you'll be able to see the things. And then the script that Annie dropped and everything, I will also put that in the description. Websites are hard work.
So we're just, Angela and I were gonna comment, sorry, I'm typing instead of talking it out because Tawny was talking. They're just, we're talking about like the difference in keyword searches on like Etsy and stuff. So like that's where things like ChatGPT are gonna give you the maximum amount of help, because they're gonna be able to like sift through much more information than we ever could. Like we'll just take guesses, whereas like ChatGPT will like nail that out for you. Because you can ask like for Etsy, because I know Etsy is totally different lingo than TikTok shop than Instagram world. So like they all have very different verbiage. So that's why the function of and the whole thing really works, and you plug it into that system every time, it's really going to give you much more specific results. That's the word I was looking for, results, answers. Yeah.
Absolutely. I was like, it's a whole new world. And there's still, like, you guys, there's Pinterest still. We didn't even talk YouTube Shorts. Like, there's so many different avenues. But one thing I want right now, because we did kind of like fire hose you with some information, and I know how I feel. You're like, huh, here's the really cool thing. Pick one thing. What's one platform you already are? Maybe you've never posted there, but that's the platform you go to. Okay. That's where you go to look up stuff. And so I suggest that should be the platform you should want to build on, because if you already like to go there and consume content, you already have a basis of things that you like to consume. And here's the coolest thing. You get to be the director, the writer, the actor, the everything in that little sphere. And so it's cool because there is no failure. It is all progress. And if you're not starting something yet because you don't have all the devices, you don't have all the things, we all started with zero. We all started with not all of the things, a broken phone, a whatever. And what's really cool is people want to go on the journey with you. Nobody starts out good. Nobody does. And if they said they did, they're a liar. Then they deleted their first couple pages, because nobody ever, so it's really cool to just try. And nowadays there's people, changing their entire life and their entire legacy from their phone, and you have a phone.
I'm gonna go find Tawny's first live. I know where mine is. I'm gonna go find Tawny's first one though, because that's gonna be funny.
I've shared it. I've shared it before. I've reshared. You guys can hear how awkward I am. My voice sounds completely different. So it's very, very funny.
Is that the one where your mom coached you through the whole thing? She didn't think they could hear it.
Yes, she's like correcting me, and she's like, move it over more, move it. And I'm like, they can still hear you just because they can't see you. So the whole time
I am like shaking in mine. You can like see me like
oh,
adrenaline. So cute. Oh my god, get Annie. She did it so scared. Like I'm telling you, if you're terrified, like that's normal. If
so
this feels weird, if like you think you could never get on a Zoom and do this, and like have no idea who's watching you on other platforms, like it gets easier. Like we didn't just start like this, we built up our strength. Like just like Tawny every day, it's a healing thing. It's actually like it's kind of fun now, like the little adrenaline rush I get from doing it, because I know I'm safe. And so like it's like it's exciting moment. It's not like, oh my God, I'm dysregulated from it. Like you get stronger and stronger because it's a safe way to disrupt your nervous system and retrain your brain. Like it's not the worst thing that's gonna happen is you're gonna get a mean comment. Tawny's the queen of having crazy freaking comments. I'm sure there are some on her thing right now. I threw cantaloupes on her thing before I left her live. Like, if a comment is worth your self-worth, like there's more work you need to do that's way outside of social media. I'm telling you, like, that is what's important. And it's just going to be a comment and you can delete them. And if a comment can shake you to your core, like I said, we got to have much more deeper conversations. You need to ask us for some podcasts, girly.
Yeah.
We will send them to you. We'll send you affirmations. We'll get your head straight first. You don't need to be posting if your head is not straight. If you're not being nice to you and okay with you and you don't love you, then the rest is not going to work out. I'm just going to be flat up with everybody. Like, love you enough that the comments shouldn't faze you. Because they're just reflection of people's inner thoughts, like about themselves.
But I can tell
Unless
you,
they're talking about how good Tanya is, that's pretty great.
no, but also like by posting more, you will grow more confident, because I can tell you when I first, that's like Annie was like your first live, you will see, I'm actually going to go find that. That's something I think I need to do and show, because you can hear in my wording how I'm talking everything. I was a shell of a person. I was a very uncomfortable, and it was by going live and having support of strangers and people be kind, it really does outweigh for every one negative comment. You get 10 to 20 really, really nice ones that fuel your heart and your love tank. And it just, shut up. I like my love tank.
Hi, Patrick.
And like that, I love that I have you guys who like love hearing that. And then I have Patrick who makes fun of it, my mom who makes fun of it. So you find more people who are your tribe, your
I still have screen recordings of Patrick falling through a doorway that could come out. They could come out at any time if they need to. I won't.
I know my editing skills have gotten so much better, so I feel like I could cut to like when the pandas fall. Like he's gonna be so mad at me. I'm probably gonna get in trouble.
Like, so many moments of your life will also just like start to get documented that like you'll have forever, and whether you share them publicly or not, like funny things will happen and they will be preserved forever that you would never have if you hadn't started a journey on social media. Like, I know there are so many beautiful, beautiful things like that make me cry when I look at Tawny's page, and if she hadn't taken that first picture, we wouldn't have this beautiful story we have now. Like, we wouldn't see the evolution of her into mermaid. Like, you will capture the most beautiful things if you just allow yourself to record little bits of your day and be vulnerable enough to do that.
Yep. You'll be proud of
Good and bad, not just.
You'll be so proud of your progress. And also remember, at the end of the day, you get to show what you want to. So please, right now, I know some of you are like, Tawny is way out there. Year one, if you would have told me that I would be live in a bikini, I would have told you, you are out of your freaking mind. That would never happen. But now I have grown my confidence. I've gotten so much more comfortable that I just truly get to love and have fun on it. So I'm so grateful. And that's also with the help of Annie and Angela. I know so many of us have just been.
I was about to say I wouldn't do that, but I did do that. That's where I got a TikTok violation in my bathing suit. Never thought that would happen.
Angela was just sharing, like it gave her, it said, here are 13 Etsy tags that you can use to search for a cherry red and black double stranded crochet basket. So because Etsy is all SEO, you guys, you can use it to give you suggestions like that. Like, this is so cool and so useful. So please let us know in the replay if you guys ask any questions about what we're talking about or what future topics you want us to talk about. We will see you next Thursday, and I appreciate you all, and we will see you later. Bye. Okay.